back to my channel, The Dani You Know. It's me, Dani, and let me start by saying I'm super excited that you are here with me. And I know it's been a minute since I put out content, but it's because I have moved, okay? I've moved, and so there was a lot going on, but I'm back and I'm better and I'm here. So if you feel the vibe, go ahead and you know what it is, subscribe, and let's get into it. I now reside in Dallas, Texas. I have been here for about a month and some change and have just loved every moment. I'm gonna kind of tell my story on how I knew it was time to transition out here to Dallas, and hopefully you'll be able to identify in your life when it's been time to transition, or maybe it's about to be time for you to transition. Okay, so starting from the tippy top of how this whole transition came to be. April of last year, I had a roommate, me and my friend, and we had kind of like a fallout. We're not renewing our lease, split, whatever. So I moved in with my parents, which was a big change for me because I had not lived at home for like 3 years at that point. There were some things also with my church that had like sudden changes. I was very involved with like my church at that time, which looking back now, I feel like when it's time for transition, sometimes doors close quickly and doors open quickly as well, because it's like God putting you into position and like shifting you. You may like feel hurt in the moment, and you know that's valid and everything else, but it's really like you're being put in position to like go where he's, you know, wanting you to go, or even take the next step that he's wanting you to take. So things that were probably going to maybe hold me in Arizona longer. Even I was talking to this guy and guy moved. Thank the Lord he did. But it's like things and attachments that probably would have kept me in Arizona were just like being kind of like cut away. Because if I was in a lease longer, if I had done a whole year lease, I would not have had probably the extra funds to just move first off. And then I would have had to break a lease and try to probably, you know, not do her dirty and like either find a new roommate or something of that nature. So in May of last year, I came out here for my friend's wedding and then to visit my sister. While I was out here, I was like, man, I have been to Texas before, mind you. But I was just like, I love just that there's a lot to do. I like that there is the city, there's the country, there's, honestly, compared to Arizona, more black people who are friendly. Okay, so, but I came out here and I was just like, man, love this. Left it at that. That was a seed. That was a new desire. I had never really noticed that, I kind of do love this place, okay? August, I quit my job. God had told me at the beginning of the year, like, quit your job in August. I quit my job in August, and tried to be disobedient and get another job like a month later. I was like, yeah, God, this rest, good enough. I've rested long enough. And the job was in Arizona. And I was like, oh, I can do this job. I love this job. I did not get the job, and it was like I needed to do all these tests in order to even interview. But I got caught up in the girl who was proctoring this test. I got caught up in her Starbucks story, okay? But basically, I did not pass all 3 tests. I only passed like 2 out of the 3 or something, and I was crushed. I was like, I walked out with my head high, you know. I got in the car and I bawled like a little baby. Woo! I bawled. I bawled. So, and I had this overwhelming feeling of like, oh, I'm gonna be stuck. I'm gonna be stuck here. I'm gonna be stuck at a job I hate. all of this. But that door was a door that closed suddenly, because if I would have gotten that job, it was an in-office job, and it was a small company within Arizona, which means I would not have been able to transfer it, which means it would have been something that would have prevented me from being able to move quickly. Okay, did it feel like God then? No, it felt like rejection, and it hurt my little feelings. So one day while I'm just like praying on my little work break, he had started changing kind of the way he talked to me. So I like plants, obviously. And he was talking about just like containment, how when I'm like repotting my plants, it's because they've just outgrown the place where they were. Like the container they're in, like there's no more space for it to grow. So it just starts kind of going backwards. And that's one of the things he was kind of talking to me about. Like, for you need more space. Like, you need more space. You need a different kind of container to continue to grow. And so when I was praying, I was like, man, everybody's moving. I would love to move. And he was like, you can. So that little seed of me just enjoying Texas that time I was here, ended up being like, hey, yeah, I put that there because I want you to move. So he was just like, that's the next step for you. I was like, okay. But before making big life decisions, I like to get confirmation. That is another thing that is big for transitions in general. Confirmation. So I called my grandma and I was like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm thinking about moving to Texas. And he was like, well, she was like, your steps are ordered. And I said, thank you. Thank you. That was one confirmation. I also had other people, confirm to me as well. So that is another thing, confirmation. And so yours might not be someone speaking directly to you. It may be something that you see on TV, something that sticks out to you. I feel like everyone knows the way that God talks to them, or God talks to them in specific ways. So that was one of mine. I was like, okay, no, I'm really moving. And I ended up looking for jobs in November, fully remote jobs. And I got the job that I have now. Started in January, early January, which I'm like, that is perfect. Like, as soon as I start, that's when I came out here and started apartment hunting. So it was like just provision, I feel like. After you get the confirmation of what you're supposed to do, there's just provision as far as the kind of the necessary resources in order for you to do what you needed to do. So I got all of those attachments basically that would have kept me in Arizona longer gone, okay? Because me and my roommate went our separate ways and I was living with my parents, I was able to stack money already that kept me through my work break period that I needed, which during the pause, so some of y'all be upset y'all not going nowhere, but when there's a pause, sometimes there's something happening within you so that you can go to the next step. So during my pause is when God was like, yeah, you can move. Okay? And then after that, there was the confirmation that I can move. I had the money that I needed to do this move better. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed actually making it because I have missed making content for y'all and kind of talking to you guys. So leave a comment down below if you do feel like you're in transition. And if you are, or if you have already gone through transition, like, are those some of the things that also kind of aligned with your transition? Or if not, what are some of the like extra things that happened with yours? Because I would like to know. I'm trying to see something. Y'all will definitely get some more vlogs from me because I've been exploring this place like crazy. I will definitely do an apartment tour once I'm done furnishing my apartment. I will do my best to have a video out for y'all next week.